Hey, what's up, guys? This is Terrence here. Today, I want to talk about a common question I've been asked throughout the years by family members, friends, and even in some of the comments that I've received. The question is regarding my extreme passion for space, science fiction, and futuristic things. They want to know where did it derive from? How did it start? So I want to share with you all why am I so passionate about these things and where did it start from? It started with the show in the mid-80s called
Key. Yes, of course. Obvious place.
There you are. Now, come along, Doctor. You're supposed to be in the sick bay.
Am I?
Doctor Who. The Tom Baker version. I was a kid. I stumbled across the show and it blew me away. I was fascinated by it. My brothers thought it was weird. Of course, we loved cartoons, but they didn't like that. But it did something to me. And it started something. That one show, just watching it over and over. I remember sneaking and watching it, because it came on late. And my grandmother caught me a couple of times, but she knew I enjoyed the show. I was only doing what I liked and wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't watching anything bad. And she let me watch it some nights, and other nights I had to sneak and do it. But I was fascinated with the show. It blew me away. I just did something to my mind, and it started everything for me. Everything. And I stumbled across another show that kind of propelled it to the next level. It propelled my way of thinking as a kid. It propelled everything I thought I knew about, what I thought I liked about space or science fiction. It propelled it to another level. And that show is...
Those worlds in space are as countless as all the grains of sand on all the beaches of the Earth. Each of those worlds is as real as ours. In every one of them, there's a succession of incidents, events, occurrences, which influence its future. Countless worlds, numberless moments, an immensity of space and time.
Drum roll. It's The Cosmos by Carl Sagan. It was his show. And this show forever changed my life. Carl Sagan's version of The Cosmos. I know Neil deGrasse Tyson has one out, which is a great show as well, but this show did everything for me. It opened my mind to the universe. It opened my mind, and I was blown away. Even the music, everything, it propelled me, propelled my way of thinking to the next level. It really piqued my curiosity about space and life where else in the universe, and I fell in love with science from this show. It took me to the NASA situation. It took me to other shows, and I became fascinated with space and science fiction. Through those two things started something that burns right now. It started a chain of events, and I'm gonna share with you guys what it started and what came of it. All the crazy things that I've collected, and all the things that I've had, and all the shows that spawned from these two shows I've watched as a kid that done something to my brain, or triggered something off of my brain that burns in me so strong today that my hair sticks up my arm when I talk about these topics. Before I share some of the shows I've watched from those two shows, I want to talk about another event that happened around that time. I was a kid. We got to watch I think it was one of my teachers gave us the privilege to watch the Teacher in Space, the Kristen McAuliffe situation when the teacher went in space on a Challenger mission in '86. And I was in grade school, and we had the privilege. Our teacher rolled the TV in there with the VCR connected to it, and because he was gonna record it so he can just forever have it. It was a monumental moment, and he was proud to show it to us, and that kind of really kicked off my interest in NASA. But we watched it, and the unfortunate events happened, and we were all sad. I remember looking around, and we were crying as kids. We were crying in the classroom. It done something to us. I was extremely sad. I looked at my teacher. He was crying, and we were hurt, but we were privileged enough for him to roll the TV inside of the classroom and let us watch this stuff because he enjoyed it. He liked it. And it was another thing that started me towards NASA, to watch probably every documentary out on NASA, to learn about the astronauts and every other affiliation with NASA. There was one more show that kind of sealed the deal for me with my passion for space and science fiction. It was a sitcom, it was in syndication, and I fell in love with this show. I'm going to share with you guys the show, the sitcom that I fell in love with. It's one of my number one shows of all time that I like as far as science fiction sitcoms. And I'll share with you guys right now. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. I'm recording? Y'all don't see that, did y'all? Oh, man.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
Well, I guess you guessed what that other show was. Yep, it was Lost in Space. This is the complete first season. Second season, volume 2. Second season. Volume 1, volume 2. Third season, volume 1. Third season, volume 2. That was the show that I watched and I fell in love with. It is one of my favorites. Before I move on, I'm going to share with you guys my favorite episode out of the whole series. If you got one, let me know what it is. I'll share with you guys my favorite episode out of the whole series. It's one of the very first episodes. Here it is. It's called The Hungry Sea. This is my favorite episode. I don't know if you can see it. It was aired. Zoom in, come on, iPhone. 10/13/65. It's aired. This is my favorite episode. Let me know what you guys' favorite episode is. But that's my favorite episode. And this show triggered off a variety of shows and movies, toys, and a whole bunch of more things. And I'm gonna share it with you guys about why I'm so extremely passionate about these topics and what have become of them. So stay tuned. I'll be right back with the next change of events. I may have to do this in a series, like a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. I don't want it to be long or drawn out. I just want to let you know in sequence what started everything in me and why am I so passionate about these things. So those were the first 3 in that order. The Doctor Who spawned something in me to watch the Cosmos. I don't know if they were out on the same channel. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But Carl Sagan, that show changed my life forever. And it kind of took me to NASA. There's nothing I probably don't know about the NASA or NASA astronauts. And that took me to watching science fiction sitcoms and shows and Star Wars and Star Treks. And now I'm gonna share with you guys my number one movie in the science fiction world. And I've seen them all, probably all the B-rated movies, all the garbage ones people think I own them, and I like them. I enjoy them. I like every aspect of them, even the Buster Crab version of Flash Gordon. I try to go back and watch everything, even stuff that was before my grandmother was born. I try to watch it all and just see what I like, and just get a grasp for the science fiction part of it, and looking into the great science fiction authors and other things that I like, futuristic things. So they opened the door into all the movies, and I'll share with you guys the movies, what spawned from that, and what came about it. I'm just going in sequence. I'm coming off the top. There's nothing scripted on me. I didn't write anything down. Just coming off the top of the head about how things started in the exact order that they started. I remember them too. So stay tuned, and I'll show you guys some cool things too. So those three shows in the exact order I showed it to you guys: Doctor Who, The Cosmos, the Carl Sagan version, and Lost in Space, created the passion in me, created the fire in me for space, science fiction, and futuristic things. And they piqued my interest, they piqued my curiosity. Those three shows, they instilled something in my brain. They turned something on. They turned the futurist in me on. And I'm a futuristic guy now. I like everything futuristic, and those three shows open up everything for me with the movies, books, anything space related. Those things done it for me. So I'll show you guys what's become of it. So those three shows kind of guided me towards the science fiction film world. Fell in love with the Back to the Future series, the Star Wars, the Star Treks, the War of the Worlds, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Time Machine, etc., etc., etc. I've seen a ton of science fiction film, but I'm crazy about the vintage ones. Not so much the modern ones. They're pretty cool, especially like the Star Wars. I'm not fond of the new ones like that, but the old ones, I like them a lot. But those films led me to my favorite film of all time. Drum roll, please.
My God, it's full of stars.
This is my favorite film of all time. I bought this particular movie in 1999, 2000. Let me see, I bought it the day it came out. 1999, I bought this film. And I have it on Blu-ray too. This is my favorite movie of all time. My favorite science fiction movie of all time. I followed it up with the 2010 version. It's a fairly good movie. Both were from Arthur C. Clarke's books. Kubrick didn't direct 2010, but he directed the masterpiece of 2001, Space Odyssey. It's my favorite film, science fiction film of all time. Hey, let me know what you guys' favorite film is. I want to know. Any of my science fiction fans out there, let me know. I want to know. Tell me. Do any of you guys like this? I'm not alone. Tell me, are you guys a fan of 2001? Are you? Tell me. Yeah, but those shows started so much, and the passion burns today. I love science fiction. I'm just a science fiction dude. I love it, and I'll show you guys what become of it. Why I'm crazy about the universe. I walked outside just now. Every time I walk out the door, I look up at the stars. I just want to know what's there. I gravitate to that stuff. I love it so much. So I'll show you guys what else has become of this and why I'm so passionate and what's derived from my extreme passion. So stay tuned. Let's see some more cool stuff and talk about some more cool things. I'll be right back.
Shuttle launch control at T-minus 2 hours, 28 minutes and counting. Here comes the 51.
Meanwhile, the excitement of the launch is building. Spectators gather at the launch site. children teachers gather in auditoriums across the country.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to watch. I want her to be safe, and I want her to have fun.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission, and it has cleared the tower.
The unfortunate accident of the Challenger spacecraft pulled me toward NASA. I became a fan. I wanted to become an astronaut. I remember that day as if it were yesterday. When I got out of school, I was sad. I was upset. I had tears in my eyes. We were all sad. And my brother took me to the arcade that day. It's forever etched in my mind. And I can recall it as if it were yesterday. Guess I'm a little rusty. Although my desire to become an astronaut was short-lived due to the environment I was raised in, I became fascinated with the astronauts. I became fascinated with NASA and the whole NASA program. I became fascinated with Project Mercury, Project Gemini, Project Apollo. I wanted to learn everything. I wanted to know. My mind was open. My curiosity was wandering all over the place. I wanted to know. I wanted to at least be a part since I couldn't become one. So I watched many documentaries and read books, just trying to learn all the information I can about that. I went to NASA. A couple times I went to NASA and just blown away with that whole environment, and it done something to me. But I wish I could have become an astronaut. I would love to have eaten some of this spacesuit, or maybe wrap something in my space blanket. But I'll go back to the Project Mercury. You know, it was huge for an American to go into space. We were competing with the Russians, and when Shepard went into space, it was big news. It was all over the place. But when Glenn orbited the Earth, the first American to orbit the Earth, as his head's on, so I'm just reading this. It's an actual paper. It propelled the program. It shot NASA's program. You know, people couldn't believe that we could achieve something so great like that. That was incredible. And John Glenn was just about on everything. Like these buttons stuck at. They wanted you to know that John Glenn went to space, and like these welcome back pinbacks, these large buttons. These are from 1960s, from that time period, from when it happened. And I learned, but I had to retire my astronaut dreams and take my moon boots off. And retire my astronaut dreams. As bad as I want to become one, but I still was fascinated with space. as much as I was passionate about NASA, I became just as passionate about the futuristic or the space TV shows, all the space movies, anything pretty much futuristic. I became fascinated with it. I became in love with those things. I watched all the shows, Battlestar Galactica, all the Star Treks, Buck Rogers. I became a huge fan of the Buck Rogers series. Even the ones that wasn't on TV for a while, the Automans, the Greatest American Heroes, anything that had some alien presence to it. Not so much Mark and Mindy, but just all the futuristic shows or anything that was space or maybe alien related. Those things piqued my curiosity, and I became just passionately involved with them, and it spawned one of my greatest TV shows. It wasn't so much futuristic. Well, I'll say it was futuristic. It was more, and yeah, I'll say it was futuristic. It had futuristic elements, and it became one of my favorite TV shows. And I'll share with you guys in 1 second. So, it became one of my favorite TV shows through just a series of events, and I was faithfully watching it as a kid. I remember, just as if it were yesterday, how I rushed to the TV at night, 5 o'clock, on Channel 5, and watched the show faithfully, all seasons. And it became one of my favorites. And I'll share with you guys in a second. Another one of my TV shows was one of my favorite TV shows was Knight Rider. What's crazy about this show? I thought Kit was amazing. He was awesome. He could do anything. As a kid, watching Kit, it blew me away. And Michael was cool. He killed that character. And I became a faithful watcher. I think it came on NBC, on Channel 5. NBC was Chicago Channel 5. But NBC on Fridays, Friday evenings, every Friday evening. And I was faithfully there to watch it. That was futuristic to me, because Kid was like a robot, and he was doing things that you can imagine the car would ever think about doing. And I watched it and became blown away with it, and it just made me enjoy even more futuristic shows and futuristic things, and it just created even more passion in me, because just Kid was so cool. I even got me a Kid. Well, I got some older ones too. These are cool. They talk.
Right. I am the voice of knife industry to thousands. Microprocessor. KITT for easy reference. Kit if you prefer.
Yeah, Kid was awesome, man. I remember watching all the episodes, but as I got older, watching them again when I got older, some of them I found hilarious. Like the Junkyard Dog episode. As a kid, to see my kid with a personality, and he's begging Michael to help him. I felt sympathy for that. I wanted Michael to help him when he was up on the lift. I think it was the loader, one of the loaders. They had him lifted in the air. It was about to dump into the acid pit. And I was sad as a kid. When I got older, it was one of the funniest episodes to me. He just kept saying Michael help him, like Michael could do something, and I just bust out laughing. Like, what could Michael do? How could he help you? But he kept saying, help me, Michael, help me. And that was one of the more funnier episodes for me as I got older. But I enjoyed all of them because it brought those memories back. And they added the Super Pursuit mode, and I enjoyed it even more. I just thought that did so much more to the show, just by adding that element of speed. How quick Kit can get from one destination to another. And I even got the Super Pursuit mode version. I couldn't have one without the other because I was just such a fan of the show. It did something to me, and I like it'll forever be one of my favorite shows. But this show it pushed me toward, it made me passionate even more towards futuristic things and robots and robotics and light. I became fascinated with light, and I got my electrician's degree not for an occupation, but because I was fascinated with light, and I'll share that with you guys in a second about my passion for light and robotics. So we'll talk about those, and then I'll end it off with life beyond Earth. Why am I so passionate about life in the universe? And talk about a couple more things before I close this video. I don't want to be too long, but just wanted to share with you guys why am I so passionate about all of these things and all the things that spawn from it. I can just lay here and show a gazillion items that spawn from it. I just want to show the main things that drew my interest, or things that I'm overly passionate. As I became engulfed in the science fiction world, I became intrigued by robots and technology. They were almost synonymous to science fiction films. Robots was all over the place. Any science fiction film you turn to, there was a robot or a humanoid. And I became fascinated with robots and technology. Robots became a part of my life, collecting many robots and becoming fascinated with them and the mechanics behind robots, which even increasingly more drove me towards my fascination for light, for the speed of light. But I just love robots and the technology.
System check. Arms closing. Arms opening. System check complete.
As I became fascinated with robots, I became moved by light. Light was extraordinary to me. As a kid, I found it very interesting. When I was 15 or 16 years old, I got a summer job as a porter at one of the local hospitals. I did a very good job there, but I got in trouble one day playing on the elevators. I was fascinated with how the light beam made the doors open. That blew me away. I kept sticking my hand or my leg out and making the door open when the elevator was crowded. And I was reported to my boss. He didn't get on me. He understood me. And I was a kid. I told him I was just moved by the light. I was blown away about how something can travel at 186,000 miles per second, or 300,000 kilometers per second. I was moved by the light. Became fascinated with it. And I ultimately got my electrician's degree, certificate, with the intent of just becoming more knowledgeable about light and how it works, not so much an occupation. But I became fascinated with light as well. I became mesmerized by the light and its characteristics. It fascinated me. It did something to my mind. I watched it, I studied it, I looked at it. I enjoy looking at it, right to this day. It reminds me of the stars, in a sense. It reminds me of the stars, it reminds me of the universe, the light I stare at. the different characteristics of the light, the unique features of the lights, the dynamics of light, and how you can combine them and create cool effects, create fascinating effects, effects that blows your mind away. Light is meditating to me. It does something to me. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching the sun. But I became fascinated with light. And it just pushed me toward other things. I wanted to be close to the heavens. It was a journey to get as close as I can to the universe, since I wasn't going to be an astronaut, so I was pushed in another direction. And I'll share that with you guys in a second. But I love light. I found many ways to look at light or utilize it, whether through devices, microscopes, etc., etc. Light became a part of me, and I enjoyed it. It was like a guidance for me. I followed it. Wherever the light went, I followed. It may sound strange, but I just became in love with light and how it worked, and found out how to wire up so many different things, or even just to get technical with the flow of electrons, and me just installing lights on anything or everything, doing jobs for free for family members just to install light or different kinds of light. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Still do. But I ventured off into another, not occupation, but another passion. It became a passion, another passionate interest of mine, and I ventured off into it. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'll share it with you guys in a second, but I just want to touch on light and how it became a part of me, and how I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So my guiding light, as I call it, guided me toward another passion of mine, which is something I have to learn. Maybe focus in. Flight. Is it a history of flight? became fascinated with flight. It got me as close to the heavens that I knew I was going to get, flight. So I took the course to get my private pilot's license. And I became intrigued by flight as well. So joining flight school to become a private pilot got me as close to space as I possibly knew I could get. My astronaut dreams had faded away. I became passionate about being a pilot. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Especially flying during nighttime. I was blown away to see how the stars look and how mesmerized at how the city looked, with the city lights looked when I flew in. I was blown away. Plotter, flight computer, most important, my logbook, and all kind of books. But it's another step that all started from those 3 little shows as a kid. Led me up to this so far. With more to come. And I'll share with you guys. Going off for science fiction and futuristic themes, that I started to design and create futuristic clothing and apparel. And just give it a futuristic feel, like these alien t-shirts I designed. Like this alien, like I hired an illustrator to create a bunch of like alien futuristic characters for me, and we came up with this alien. As you can see, he has alien attire to some of the designs I was making, and it led me to create other things, just anything futuristic. Like for instance, like this backpack I designed and invented actually. It's called a swag pack. The word derived from, I combined sweater and backpack, sweater and pack together. Took the SW from sweater and ATK from pack. Came up with this. It was like a futuristic concept where you're allowed to wear the hoodie, sweater that comes with it, wear the backpack inside of the hoodie. I'll show you guys. So after I developed these, well, this is a cool backpack. You have the skateboard feature. We added some everything to this. Came with its own brain shield. Inside the pack, an iPod or MP3 holder, got the tags all over it. Like we made it with the pockets everywhere. just like the designs I'll show you right now. This backpack was designed from scratch. But this whole design, the sweater backpack combo, was designed from scratch through one of the illustrators I hired. Her name was Kira. She created and designed this for me, and we got it made. And as you can see, if you look closely at the alien on the shirt, he has this same backpack, same color, same sort of backpack design on. So, like, I wanted to add that futuristic feel to the clothing I created. And the designs, and it became a part of me, just through that passion, and that extreme passion for space and science fiction and all the futuristic things. Like, it just blows me away. So I wanted to add all that feel to some clothing, and this is what spawned from it. And just a couple more things, and I'll show you guys shortly. So stay tuned. But cool, right? These are awesome. Like one? You want one? Just let me know. Leave in the comment section. I'll show you the colors now. Oh, I forget. I want to share something with you guys. After I designed the swag backpack, I won the A Design Award for the backpack, and I wanted to take it a little bit farther. I wanted to take it a step farther as far as futuristic clothing and apparel, and I invented the swag back part 2, the version 2 of it, and I went as futuristic as I could with the design. I don't know if you guys will like it. It just, it was futuristic to me. The texture, the material, just all the elements to give it that futuristic feel. And I'll share it with you guys. I'll show it to you guys. I've never showed this to anybody, to anyone. Nobody never just seen this design. A couple people seen it, but I stored it away after we invented it. And I also won the A Design Award for that too. I won the Silver Award for this Fusion Backpack Part 2. And I want to share with you guys. I want to show you what become of it. Look at these images real quick, and I'll show you what's in here. Okay, after you look at the image, you can see the design is, I took it to what I believe is the ultimate futuristic apparel. Just adding some of everything to it, even the web gloves, the web shielding, all the vent zippers for just ultimate comfort and just efficient, the elastic. The backpack has lots of pockets, and like I said, the material, the color, the texture, everything I thought was futuristic, we added to this design. So let me share with you guys. I haven't seen this in a long time, but it's been stored away ever since it was designed. As you can see, all of the notes. You see the web gloves, the different textures we use for this. Even the buttons. Man, this is not sure if you guys like it, but this is, to me, this is futuristic apparel. This is like even the buttons. We went above and beyond. I haven't seen this in a long time. So you see the hood, it splits, goes over your head, and backpack. So just thought I'd share that with you guys because it's still a part of the journey, the passion for futuristic things and futuristic items and what have become of those earlier shows as a kid. All this ties into it. So hope you guys like it. The journey continues. I'll take you on to the next thing, where I ventured off to, or where I'm at now. And we'll talk about a little bit about, well, I'll show you guys some cool things. I want to share with you another secret that I forgot to share with you early on in the video. It was very pivotal in my early journey towards futuristic items, space, science fiction, futuristic things. It was a toy I got when I was a kid. It actually had came out maybe 5 or 6 years. Well, I got it after 5 or 6 years after it came out. My mother done bought it from the flea market, and I'll share that with you guys. It's got a dear space in my heart, and I'll show you guys soon. So stay tuned. Before I reveal the secret toy that was dear to my heart, I want to share with you guys another venture of mine. About 6 years ago, I went to the Arecibo Observatory. And I was blown away when I saw the giant radio telescope there. It mesmerized me. It opened my mind to the possibilities of life beyond Earth and the universe. I was always fascinated with life elsewhere and looking up at the stars and wondering what's there and how did it get there. So it was always a fascination of mine early on. But when I went to the Arecibo telescope, it blew me away. It just took it to another level. It opened my mind all the way up. And it led me to wanting to share my passion for those things and science fiction and, well, life elsewhere and the universe. I want to share my view on those things. I want to talk about the possibilities. So I decided to write a science fiction book. I wrote the book early on in my life. I wrote the book actually when I was a teenager in my mind. So it actually took me about a month and a half to put it down on paper. I was more concerned about the blurb, the synopsis of the book, than the actual content itself. It sounded good to me, and it didn't take no time to finish. I was more concerned about the blurb and the cover, the artwork, and making sure every word was spelled correctly. Not so much the story, which was important. And it received scathing reviews. Man, the book was tortured. I wasn't expecting it. I was just expecting not to sell. I wasn't expecting one book to sell, one copy. It was just something I did for myself to say, hey, I published a book about science fiction, and it bothered me. It made me so angry because I wasn't expecting, and I knew I didn't even try. And it led me to really grab hold onto writing. I became passionate about it because I failed at it. I failed at it without even trying. I didn't give myself a chance. And, I couldn't tell the reader that, hey, I wrote this when I was a teenager and I just jotted it down on paper. There was no excuse. The reviews, I deserved all of them. and it really bothered me. And for a minute, I started to just give up writing. I was told not to ever write again. And I should have been, because the book was inconsistent. There was no plot, no subplot. It was just thrown together. Something I thought of as a kid, the entire story in my brain, and I put it on paper. So I started back writing about 5 years ago with the mindset of I'm gonna put out something so great, a science fiction novel. I'm gonna put out a great science fiction novel through hard work, through passion, because I failed and it hurt. So I knew I had to read. I knew I had to follow the elements of writing. I had to really get a hold on or study and learn from the great writers. And, so I bought tons of books, lots and lots and lots of books. And I just started reading them. And just reading for structure and reading for just plot and storyline so I can outline my book. And it took me 5 years to complete. It just dropped about a week ago. And I got some editorial reviews so far. I'm waiting on other reviews came, but it's only a week old. And there's no doubt in my mind that it's a great project. I bust my butt on it. It's a great project. I worked my tail off on that project. And all through failure, because I failed at something. I wasn't even trying. I didn't give myself a chance, and I wasn't expecting it to sell not one copy. And it did. It sold some copies, and it got slandered. It got destroyed, and it should have. And I'll show you guys the book and show you what it led to and what it become from it for me and what the journey I'm on right now as we speak. But it all started from the science fiction things I've endured as a kid, which led me to the Arecibo telescope, and ultimately gave me the passion to write about science fiction and start science fiction. Now I'm on a journey unlike no other, and I'll share with you guys in a second. So stay tuned. So here's my book, the book that I've failed at. Now this is motivation to me. This is motivation. This one book I failed at is motivation now. It started something. Although I believe in my heart, The Lone Planet, the book I just written, is a great project. I want to become a great writer now. I want to become a great writer. It took me 4.5 years to complete that project. Now I'm on a mission to become a great writer through passion, through failing at something. It hurted, and now I want greatness from it. I want greatness, and nothing's gonna stop me. And these are some of the books that I'm starting on. And you have to read from the greats. You have to read from the greats to become a great writer. I believe in my heart, in my opinion, you should read from the greats. And like this is one of my favorite books I'm reading. Well, I've read this. This is one of my favorite books. I got the hard copy. I got all the Edgar Rice Burroughs books. He's one of my favorite authors. I got all of his books, hard and soft cover. I have all of them. Just some of the books that these are my reads right now. I just finished Section Foundation. I've been finished the Gods of Mars, but all these other books, these are books that I'm lined up to read right now on my journey to read every book I own. So I got all the old books, the old science fiction books. I'm fascinated with the covers. Like Forbidden Planet. It's a great movie too. Got the movie starring Leslie Nielsen. It's a great movie. But was always blown away with the artwork on some of the older books. Yeah, I'm fascinated with them. I own thousands of these books. You know, these are vintage science fiction books. This is what I love to read. I love to read the vintage stuff. So I own thousands of these books, and I'm gonna read all of them. I don't care if it takes me 10 years. And it's not just science fiction. I own thousands of science fiction books, but I own, you know, thousands of other books, and I'm gonna read them all. I don't care how long it's gonna take me. And so much with writing, just learning all the elements of writing, just to become a great writer. And you know, through the Long Planet, I've learned so much. I got a great editor. I got an amazing editor, and she has taught me so much about writing. She sent me so many great websites to check out, and you know, just videos on YouTube to watch to become the great writer that I'm destined to be. And she knows it. She knows my passion is burning because I failed. She knows this, and she's guiding me along the way. And of course, I'm light years better writer than I was when I wrote Life Forms Detective. But I want to be a great writer. I want to be a great writer. So in order to be great at writing, you have to read a lot, and I'm gonna read thousands of books. So that's my journey right now. That's what I'm on right now, and it's my latest mission. It's the mission that I'm on. It's my lifelong mission. I won't stop. I'll read until the day I die. I'm gonna read non-stop and write my heart. I'm gonna write thousands of words. And all through because I failed at something and I wasn't even trying. And I failed it and it hurt. So I'm pushing myself to write thousands of words a day and read as well. Now, I don't watch TV as it is. Now, I watch a documentary every now and then. I'm fascinated with documentaries, but not TV. Just work and read and write and study. So this has become another passion of mine. It's a goal, it's a mission I'm on. And when the Long Planet dropped a week ago, the journey began with I don't know how I'm gonna do it, how many books I'm gonna try to knock off a week, but in the next week or so, the journey begins. I'll start. You can join me if you like. I can share with you what I'm reading, and may want to take this journey with me, but that's what I'm on right now, and that's what I'm about to do. And the sun is about to set, so I'm about to start filming. I'm gonna take a picture of the stars tonight. As the sun sets, I'm gonna get up and get some really nice photos of the stars. And I'm fascinated with Andromeda Galaxy, so I'm focused on Andromeda Galaxy as well. So tonight I'm tuning into Andromeda Galaxy and try to get some great film and do some recording of Andromeda Galaxy with my camera. So. But this is what I'm on, guys, and all this started from those three things as a kid. Now it's become passion, a passion of mine, and I'm not gonna stop. Nothing's gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna deter me. It's like me working out. I work out 4 days out of a week. I've been taking vitamins for the last 20 years straight. I'm in the best shape of my life, because I take care of myself. I'm in the best shape of my life. I don't get sick. And I'm passionate about that as well. So this is what I'm on. And I'm about to go film tonight. I'll share with you guys. I'll share with you as the sun set shortly. I'll share with you guys to watch the sunset with me. As the sun set and I prepare myself to film the stars tonight, my mind wonders. Whatever star I'm recording or filming, my mind wonders what's there. I become that particular part of the universe. I become a part of that star. Hey guys, I'm back. I just got through filming, and you thought I forgot. I want to show you guys the game that was dear to my heart. I saved the best for last. It's a special game to me, and I love it. And I want to share with you guys right now. So let's go take a look at it. Follow me up, y'all can see still. There's no light. Alright guys, let's go find the game. Come journey with me. Not that way. This is what we're going. Alright, you gotta find the light. Okay, I know it's dark, I gotta find out. Okay guys, I'm looking for the light switch. Here it goes, right here, I think. Alright. Let's find the game now. There it goes. Right here. Rocket tubes. This is the game. This is my favorite game of all time. Hold on, let me get it, guys. Hold on 1 second. Because I'm going to relive my childhood moment. Right, put this down. Hope I don't stop. Guys, here we go. And I'm gonna put it together for you. I'm gonna show you guys how this worked. So I'll put it together for you guys, and I'm gonna show you guys right now. Stay there. Okay guys, I got it set up. I got one of the rocket cards assembled. So let's give it a test. See how it goes. Let's give it a test run. Oh wow, it went around. Let's test the astronaut out. Slowly. Cool. Alright guys. I'll mess with it some more and adjust the tracks and let it run for a while, but just want to show you guys. I said earlier in the earlier video there was a game, but I said it was a game because when I was younger, my brothers and they wanted to play with me, and they said, hey, can we play your game? Can we play the game with you? And that's what we called it, my game. But this is a toy. This rocket tube was a toy. The toy of the future, the transportation system of the future, and cool toy. So to show you guys, I assembled it, and like I said, I'll play with it again and just bring back so many memories seeing this thing here, messing with it. So thought I'd share that with you guys. So stay tuned for the closing video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I just want to share with you guys why am I so passionate about these things. It was a journey in the life of a passionate individual in a nutshell, and I want to share it with you all. And we are all here to make our contributions to the world and establish our existence in the universe. Passion doesn't require an age limit. It's who we are as individuals. Something may have inspired us in our youth or as an adult, and we became passionate from it. It instilled this fire, this everlasting fire that burns in us and allow us to do great things or want to become great or stare greatness in the face. Become your passion. Become it. Let it bring success to you. Let it promote healthiness. Become your passion. It's never too late. Become your passion. What's your passion? Share it with me. Let me know.